responsible.
This futures live stream event is proudly brought to you by MightyOxTrading. All information contained herein should be considered for educational and entertainment purposes only Nothing seen or heard should be considered financial advice. Good evening and welcome to MightyOxTrading. Happy Wednesday evening. I hope everyone's had a great day. Ready for well, we'll see what we get tonight. Okay. Markets today died. They tried to come back, and then they died again. And they're still dying. $9.49 was the high in the very first candle. It went all the way down to $7.55. So almost a 200-point drop, and that's pretty much. Well, actually, no, I'm wrong. It actually dropped more. $7.40. So over a 200-point drop, still dropping. So we'll see what we get. Copper dropped big. Gold big drop. Ultra bond big drop. Tried to recover. Crude oil big drop. Everything was sad today. Bitcoin dropped, trying to come back. We'll see what we can get. Is there anybody out there yet? Says there's 8 people here. I'll add myself here in a minute. There we go. Sideways. Very tight sideways after that move down to start. We will watch the NKD at the top of the hour. It's also been falling. Last night, I was doing a podcast and I totally missed this beautiful, beautiful move. Just this right here would have been in 10 minutes $1,000. And then you can see it can pretty much continue to go down all night long. So we'll see what we can get. It's actually moving pretty nicely already, which is unusual. Hey, Chris, Jamari, Hassan. If I could bring those back, you know I would, Hassan. I was slightly green today, Chris. Wait, Jamari, do you mean you just traded Asia? Now? Okay, you know that Asia, this the market that it's the new day started an hour ago. So your consistency started an hour ago. So unless you did a really big trade in the last hour, that's what you mean. But if you think it added on to earlier today, it did not. Or did you do? Are you saying you did a really good trade? But remember, it doesn't matter anymore about going over consistency on Blue Sky. It doesn't penalize you. Okay, I apologize for misunderstanding what you were saying. I just want to make sure. But you know how they now figure consistency rule, right? You're just not going to get the free eval. So 25 points, so $500. How many contracts did you have on? I believe the current 50K promotion would be 94%, Hassan. Just remember to figure out what your what your consistency is, and just set your profit target for that amount. Yeah, but it sounds like he's over 30 or 40, whatever count he's in. So it's gonna be hard to get it under 25 if he went over 30. I mean, you can take a loss. The dash doesn't care. I mean, the dash updates just of your daily total, so you can take a loss if you really want to try that. It's not going to care that you're back, yeah, that you were at 1 point over the consistency. I didn't figure out the percentage, but it sounds right. 175 divided by, I mean, times 0.06. No, that's not right. I don't think. I don't know what it. No, that's not right at all, Hassan. I was guessing, but no, it's not. I don't know what the 94% is. I think the 475 was 94%, but the current one isn't. Well, Sounds like a good goal, Hassan. It's kind of sideways now. It might be sideways until Asia opens. Still falling. Hey, I lost my chat. Where did my chat go? There it is. You think so? I don't like 25Ks. It just it feels too tight for me. So do my pants after a big meal. Josh did hit me with a trout in chat today. It's kind of sideways here. That was an interesting candle. I wonder what caused that right there. I think 49 is the regular price now. I don't think they're ever. I mean, it's been almost a year. They started that 49.99 149 deal back in July last year. So that's coming up on 11 months. I think that's the new price, even though they really haven't. They're still referencing the old prices. Right. So I think the 49.99 149 is the new permanent price. Yeah, that exactly what Hassan said. That would kill all the momentum. I mean, yeah, I agree it is Hassan, but considering probably 70 to 80% of people below the eval, it's cheaper for most people. So yeah, it is the same price if you actually pass, but for those that don't pass, nice rise up here. Is this that manipulation he's talking about? I don't know, Hassan. I mean, I remember, Earn the Trade's always posted their stats on their webpage. So back before all this wild stuff started happening, they were still, it was, they used to do it monthly. Now they do it yearly. And monthly, it ranged from 17% pass rate to 21% pass rate. Trying to find a reason for her to break up with you, or that's odd. Rise actually was very nice to me. I don't have a valid ID, and I'm struggling to get one for various reasons. And I explained my situation to them, and they accepted me, even though my old ID was expired. Yeah, Rise is very popular. It's really rose up. Sorry. Yeah, I like take profit. There's nothing wrong with take profit. I'm trying to figure out how to better promote some of these other props besides the top 4 or 5 without like having my entire Twitter and just pumping out ads every 30 minutes. I still need to work on getting more trading back into MightyOxTrading. I don't. Who's all these people that love Earn to Trade? Earn to Trade has a great payout policy, but other than that, some of their stuff sucks. Like the daily loss limit that fails you if you accidentally hold a trade past 350, it fails you. If you accidentally put on too many contracts, at least that stopped failing you, but it locks you out for the day. Instead, they have the technology where they could just block the trade. Instead, they're locking you out for a day. Earn to Trade was once what I considered my number one firm, and they just. Eh. Yeah, I agree, Hassan. I should say 450 Eastern, 350 my time. Sorry. But most firms now just liquidate you. They don't fail you. We've talked about that, G-Man. Earn to Trade's the one that gives the K1 form. Yeah, they're the ones that fired me from being a mod. Although technically I resigned. I'm not banned. They still let me in the Discord. Matter of fact, I'm still beta testing something for them. That was over. Okay. Give me a minute, G-Man. And we're falling. Okay, let me get my music turned off. Let me get my thing set up. Sorry, it's probably annoying. Okay, music's off. Where's my software? Probably should turn volume up first so I don't blow everyone out of the water. Okay, there we go. Desktop audio on. Go ahead and call in, G-Man. Wow, that took all 1 second. Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Hey. Oh, hey, Crypticon, I was wondering about you. How you been doing, my friend? Can everybody hear G-Man?
Test, test. Oh, yes.
I can hear you, so I assume they can.
Okay, so they're good. So my perspective is really this. So back in the day when we all started, when I started, and a lot of other guys, you had to have your own money and you had to have a brokerage account because that was all that was available. You had to pay for gurus, education people, and it's what was there. You can still do that, but, and this is the perspective, these prop firms, you guys have huge advantages, you know, and what is there, 20, 30? I don't know.
I've lost count myself. We're
Yeah, but
probably about 25 now.
yeah, but so north of 20. So they're basically so cheap because and I don't know the numbers, Ox, but for $100,000 account, what would that cost
Yeah,
on the best deal?
let's say anywhere between 50 to 99 bucks. Let's say.
So let's say $100. You get $100. So instead of having 100 grand, you just need 100. And with that 100, you can trade what, 5 or 10 contracts maybe
Yeah, it's usually about
on.
10, maybe up to like 14 on Blue Sky.
Okay, so 10 to 14 on ES. So whereas you would need probably at least, I don't know, probably 6 to 10 grand to trade that on any real, other broker with your real money. You can do that for $100. Okay. And the big advantage is if it doesn't work out, you don't lose any money. You just re-up it for whatever it costs, $100. And you can do that for as long as you need, or you can put it into, obviously you're paying for that. There's lots of different strategies, but what I'm trying to say is that you're not losing money. It's a huge advantage. And you can just keep doing these things until you get it. But the key here, and the thing I don't understand, I'm looking at sort of all these sites and all these posts, and the conversation topic is about what's the best prop firm, or what's the best payout or the lowest cost, and all this stuff's important. But at some point, just find one. Does it matter? Just get one. And then what you have to do is focus on a strategy to get you out of this. This is just a temporary thing. You get in, you get your evaluation done, you get to the next level, and you get to the funding level. I think that's how it works. I've never done one. And once you get the funded, you get money. Okay? So, sit down with Ox or sit down with Robin or CTF or any of these people that have actually gone through it. And, the more you focus on actually making the money, getting to the paid, the funded, and then once you're funded, you can take the money out, put in a brokerage account, take the money out, go on vacation. But you really have to have a strategy that works to get there. And if the focus is on making money, counting dollars, and or picking prop firms, then I just don't see the focus on actually getting strategies that work. And there's 50 people in this room, maybe more, all willing to help and get people from A to B to C, right, Ox?
Right.
And I'm just not seeing, maybe I'm not looking hard enough, but this whole thing today, I'm not seeing anybody talking about, help me with this, help me with that. I'm doing this. This is why I'm losing. This is why I'm not. You got to be honest in this stuff, and people will help you if they understand what you're doing. They will help you with what what you need help with. Ox is the first person to do that. I mean, Hassan, it matters because some have shitty rules trip you up. But do you really believe that? Of the 25 that are out there, I don't believe that. Take the money out, but prostitutes? Come on, dude. I mean, they're all legitimate firms trying to make money. Okay, they're not ripping anyone off. Maybe some do, maybe some don't. But You know, it's just all drama. You know, if you want to make money in this business, focus on making money. And I mean, I don't know, Ox. Every day, Ox is putting together like the best of the best for you guys. Just take his advice and just pick one. Does it really matter, Ox?
No, not really. I mean,
Most don't.
I always, when I say I have a top 4, but this, my top 1 is based on the people versus the more than the rules. So, there's really not much difference between those top 3 or 4. And even anything I promote of the original, whatever it was, 12 or 13, there you can't really go wrong with.
Right. I mean, Rad Poker, most don't want to do the work in zero risk management. So it's all about risk management. It's all about not losing the money. And, that takes work. It's freaking ridiculously hard to do a trade and not lose money. I mean, right, Ox? I mean, I do trades with you almost daily, and it's incredibly difficult because you can't predict this thing. You're just trying to not lose money. Sometimes it works, a lot of times it doesn't. So that should be the focus of everybody. Uh, I mean, we can all complain. I can tell you stories. I had 2,000 Apple shares in 2003. If you want to do the math on that, that's about $9 million. How much did I make? I made $10 a share. So nice, but it's not $9 million. So I mean, that I don't even want to start on that down that road because there's some big numbers there. How can you know, right? But I was working at Wells Fargo. I was doing business with Apple. They told me what they're doing, and I'm still too stupid to do it. But I'm not a congressman or a senator or otherwise. I would have known to buy Google because as Pelosi says, we're all here and it's high tech, and we all know to buy Google, so we bought Google. 10 million later. So it's kind of crazy. So I mean, I've got no opinion on any prop firm because I don't use them. But trying to decide between 1 and 20. Um, I mean, there's things that some do, and there's things that others do. So you just have to figure out what's best for each of you. And I don't think there's much in the way of differences. I mean, I kind of like the one Ox told me about that if if your system shuts down or their system shuts down, it's I guess a newer one, then if you've made money, they give it to you, and if you haven't, they don't give you the loss. That sounds pretty good to me. How do you lose with that one? That's a pretty good strategy. But it's it's not like you're losing real money. That's the whole point. It's a huge advantage. Practice, just practice. You got to do. I don't want to say thousands of trades, but it's probably thousands until you get good at it, at whatever strategy you've decided to do. I might be wrong there, but it's hundreds. The guys that have traded and they're sitting in this room will tell you it's. I'm just reading some of the stuff that was posted there.
Hassan, no, he's not joking. Rad is a big fan of Apex.
Yeah, and just like I trade ES, and some of you guys don't. Some of you guys trade. It's a personal thing, and what works for Rad is what works for Rad. And does it really matter? I mean, focus on what works for you. Get your strategy, perfect it, make it work for you to make money. That's why we're here. We're not here to talk anything other than that, although we do. We're not here to talk about prop firms, although we do. That's my update. But the perspective is that it's you've got markets that are moving, they're liquid, and we're in the 5,000s, which means that a 1% move is 50, which is huge. I was trading at 600. 1% move is 60. So big difference in payouts. Just take advantage of it.
Hey, Rad, I got six figures with them too, because zero is a figure, so I just do 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0.
It's where you put the dot, though. That's the key. But I guess I don't even understand what the debate or the dialogue's about between the prop firms. I mean, does it really matter? I mean, if you think you want to try a new one, just give them $100 and you got a new account, right? uh, you can't do that with a brokerage account. They won't let you trade it. If I'm oversimplifying, let me know, Ox.
I mean, the thing you're seeing a debate lately about Apex. That's the big one. There's been a debate about lately, just because Apex is going a little off the rails in some ways lately because of some things that were going on with certain traders that were trying to game the system. So they kind of went too far the other way, in my opinion. And they're making up rules. You know how when oftentimes you say about you get in early and then you just add the kind of, I guess that's considered dollar cost averaging. They're 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 trying to crack down on people that are doing that type of thing. They don't, adding to losers, etc. Because they look like adding to loot because you're red and other rules like that. So they're making some and they're denying payouts based on certain things, and it's gotten everybody scared because they're not allowing trading certain styles. So that's where all the debates lately about Apex and why there's been this big uproar. I think it's not as bad as most people think, but I do agree, like, they've gone off the deep end in some ways. I have a very good friend whose son was also trading with Apex. They lived in the same house. Apex came out and accused the father of having two accounts, of trying to scam them and everything else. Called them outright, saying at one point told mods in a Facebook group, ban this scammer. He's just trying to cause problems. So it's that kind of thing that's causing some issues with Apex right now.
Well, I mean, so what's the goal here? You start in the prop firms, you get to pass the eval in the next level, and then you get funded. I mean, is the whole goal to stay and just keep trading with the prop firms and pulling money out, or is it pull
I
money out to a brokerage firm?
I think most people, well, I shouldn't say most. I think a lot of people, it could either be a combination of both, or a lot of people like the fact that you can have multiple accounts. I know you're comfortable trading with size on one account, but a lot of people like the idea of, instead of trading 20 contracts on one account where one bad trade can cause massive damage to that account, they prefer to trade one contract on 10 or 20 accounts and spread that risk over. So if that you have one bad trade, it doesn't blow an account or do major damage to it. So a lot of people like that aspect of the props, and the copy trading that way and doing all that. So I think for a lot of people, the goal isn't necessarily to go into a brokerage account, or it's the split between their own funds and a brokerage account. Like you heard John Burrell talking last night on that podcast. He trades both. He has his own personal account, and he also uses the props, and he keeps withdrawing from the props and adding more to his own personal account. So I think it's more people are looking to either do a hybrid or just stay with the props and be able to copy trade multiple accounts with risk spread out?
Yeah, I mean, the hardest thing is the first part, which is so set aside, you're starting, you're learning, and you're blowing accounts, and I did many of those, and I wasn't with prop firms, so it was real money. But let's just assume you've done that. But now you find something that works. So once you've found something that works, the hardest part, so this is after however long that takes, is to get from that to making consistent money. And the consistency is the key. You got to be consistent day in and day out, trade every day, whatever your schedule is, but the consistency so you can actually make some real money. And once that works, and that's the hardest part. I mean, going from 100 grand to a million is a lot easier than going from 0 to 100 grand, believe me, or 0 to 10 grand, or any number there. It's incredibly hard because, right, Ox, you get a couple of good trades, 3 or 4 in a row, and then boom, you're right back to square one. And the hardest thing is understanding it's risk management. It's the losses that kill you. You can't sit in a trade. You can't add. You can't allow it to go against you, hoping it'll come back, and it never does. That's the problem. And it's not just the prop firms that are against us. It's the brokers and the prop firms. And anywhere you want to put your money to try and make money, it's all designed for us to lose money. It just is. And then you've got all the algos from the the big hedge funds and what have you, designed to kill any strategy that you might think will work. So it's incredibly difficult. All I'm saying that our focus has to be on making money and getting from A, which is prop firm, to B, funded, to making money, to C, I mean, you just talked about I've got one account and I can go large contracts in it, but I still don't lose money in it, right?
Right.
So that's like C, where you've put enough money aside that it doesn't really matter anyway if I take a loss. So that's like C and D. But that takes the years. It's the discipline. But any time spent not focusing on that is time wasted. So I'm gonna read some of these things. Yeah. Pull as much out, Rad Poker. Hassan, pull as much money out. Most will pull nothing. Most will get nothing. Yeah, you start with 2 million, Hassan, and you start trading. That's how you make $1 million. 4,000 per day is $1 million. But yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I always use 5,000 a day, but yeah, 4,000 is pretty much a little bit more accurate. Yeah, 40 counts, $100. But you still have to have a strategy that gets you the $100, and you have to be willing to put the trade on. I mean, what I find is that people have this, and it's a progress. So if you have the strategy, but you have to be willing to put it on at the right time, and don't put it on at the wrong time. That's the hard part. I was listening to a guy today. I don't even know his name, but I mean, that's what I do. I listen to people. He apparently is a big time trader, and he trades patterns, and he looks at patterns. And this is what I've been saying this forever. Patterns repeat. So you see patterns, you get to know the patterns, and they repeat. I've been in this room saying, I don't know, buy this, buy this, buy this, but it's the same number, right? I do it like 8 times. Market comes down, bounces. Market comes down, bounces. It's simple, but it's difficult. And there's no sort of hard strategies involved, indicators involved. It's just repeating patterns, and that's how I look at it. So explain that, Hassan. Right now, oh, NKD you're talking about? So I don't know that one. Good area for a long. The problem with right now, I don't know about NKD, but we're lower volume on ES for sure. It hasn't moved much for sure. So NKD is completely different. So explain it. I can't comment on that one.
NKD is the Japanese index, so it moves
Right.
this time of night. So
Do you have that one up? Oh, you have NASDAQ up.
yeah, NKD's over here. Just had that spike down onto the 5-minute chart. The spike down seems like it's reacting back upwards.
Larry Pesavento. Is he a good looking Irish dude or? I don't know. I think I've heard of him. But the guy that I was talking about, it was a Steve something, but probably heard it from him. Steve Kalasian. Probably the safe stuff. But I mean, the point is, as you know, rad poker. You just find something that you like that works, and they're going to change it up next week anyway. So it's got to be sort of a rotating thing that you like. And the brokers are no better, right? Than the prop firms. They change it up all the time because they're just trying to make money. They want you to lose money. So they have gurus that come out to educate you and charge money, and they do it for free, and then the broker gets the order flow, so they see where the trades are, and they trade against it, or what have you. That's a common one. Or what they've been doing lately, probably the last year now, when maybe longer, on the news events, they cut the or they increase the margin. So wherever it was, now it's like full margin. So uh, you're limited to what you can trade because they don't want you to lose money, is what they tell you. But I mean, doesn't that sound like the prop firms? Same thing. So the brokers know better, and it's real money. If you lose it, you lose it. So prop firms, absolutely 100% the best way to go, because you can get the accounts. You don't, if you lose, you don't have to worry about it. There's one that Ox told me, if they screw up or they and you lose, they give you it back, and if you win, they let you keep it.
Well,
So,
that was Topstep when they were having their issues with Topstep X. I mean,
there
that's
you go.
not, if they if they have an outage lately, they've been making it right. Apex usually does the same too with an outage, of like a rhythmic or trade of 8. But yeah.
That sounds pretty good. I mean, I guess why would you go to real money if you don't, um, obviously you're at a K1 with some firms, which is real money,
Just one.
and one firm, I guess, and then others you're 1099 or W2, which is you're employed, so you can't deduct anything or write it off, but maybe you don't need to. So that works until you get enough. But I mean, the best thing is just to get a strategy that works for you, and just do everything you can to get to that. Then you don't need to listen to anybody. You just do your own thing. You got a fake guru.
All right. So Hassan, are you saying it's? I'm confused by your statement. Which way are you thinking it's going?
Well, that's what gurus do. They give you that kind of crap, so they're correct every time, and then they come back and say, "Look, I was right. I was right." You know, they don't post the trades before they enter. They just say, "Oh, I'm taking profit here," stuff like that, or you know, here's my buy, here's my sell, or here's my number. It goes like if it goes above it, I'm long. If it goes below it, I'm short. All kinds of tricks. Yeah, he's making. That's what they do, right? That's what they do. And the order flow goes to the broker, and the broker sells it, and Citadel makes billions. Not sure how that order flow purchase is legal, but no, legal is not the right word. What's the right word there? Ethical.
Yeah. Ethical. That would make sense.
Yeah, but you know, I mean, I've been doing this long enough. I used to get all worked up about all this stuff, but you know, the bottom line is the only thing that really matters is get your strategy to make money, and then you can tell everyone else in the world to piss off. But it takes a while. It takes a long time. You know, hedge funds, or not hedge funds, prop firms, they're giving you the money. They're giving you the opportunity to trade for free. You know, it's a practice account. Costs you a little bit of money. Just take it and practice. And you know, and every time you lose, you get better. Every time you learn something, you get better, and you're never going to be right for a long time. It just takes a while. Ask anyone that's gone through it, and if they say they did it in 6 weeks or 6 months, or they're lying. Well, they're not telling the truth. No one's that good. There's just too many variables. But I guess some people are that good. So present company notwithstanding, took me years. I'm in Ox. How long? 2 years, approximately, year and a half.
I'm on right now. I'm on year 3.
Year 3. See,
Yeah.
and you're break even for sure. I mean, you definitely break even, and you're, you know, probably say break even to positive with all your costs in. So that's good, you know. Exactly. Guys making what? Citadel making what? I don't know how many billion. 20 billion. I think he's one of his businesses is he buys the order. Oh no, he's the yeah, he buys the order flow, or he pays for the order flow so that because there's no more market makers, they're all gone. So they brought these people in like Ken Griffin at Citadel. He's the market maker, and he pays the exchange a huge fee, but that means he gets to go to the front of the line. You know, if I put a buy order in, he's already seen it, and his computer sold me. You know, he's bought and sold to me and made his money. That's the kind of thing they're doing on everything. So huge. I mean, how do you lose, right? You got a buyer, me, and you go out and get it and you sell it. So whatever the spread is what you get. I don't know what Hassan's talking about. You know,
He's talking. Yeah, I think he's
get
talking
something
about the
working for him.
more
That's
NKD.
cool. There you go. So I should shut up and let you guys talk about trading. Talk about making money, strategies to make money, and, you know, help each other, right? It's the only way. And everyone's different. Everyone has their own thing they want to do or not do. Yeah. I mean, that's what Citadel does. A few cents and, billions of transactions, and there you go. But there's where's the risk of that? The old market makers used to take the risk because they had to buy it or sell it and then, sort of put to them by the bigger traders, and they had to work out of it. Uh, we can't compete with those guys. Just know it's out there. And of course, it's all rigged anyway, as we know from news events. But it doesn't matter. We just have to get strategies to make money. More volatility, the better. More movement, the better. I've never understood when people say, "Oh, don't trade the open," or "Don't trade the news," or "Don't trade." It's like, it's the best time to trade. It's volatility. You just have to figure out how to trade it so you make money. I mean, Ox, tell them your strategy,
Oh,
if you
no.
don't mind.
Oh, you mean the I mean, I wouldn't do it on a funded account, though. I mean, I just did it on an eval where I, you know, went long on one account, short on another. But yeah, I wouldn't do that if I on a funded account. It's just there were two cheap eval accounts, so I could, I was able to do it. I used Ultra Bond since the NQ or even the ES almost always on news trades goes both ways, shoots down 20 and then shoots up or opposite. Whereas the Ultra Bond on news trades almost always has just goes one way. So I figured it was a good strategy and just go for it.
Right. So, that's your first time you've done it. After you've done it 20 times, which I don't know if that's 6 months or a year or 2 years, but it's sort of like you have to go through it and figure it out real time. Maybe not real money, but real time, and understanding how it works. And if it's highly profitable or highly probable that it works, we're looking for facts. We're looking for things that work. If you notice something that works, um, I was talking about it or posting it the other day. Um, you know, if it's a known strategy, it'll either work for a while and not work, or it won't work. We need to find things that are not known, or they seem to be risky. Like what you just said, Ox. It
Yeah.
seems to be risky, but it works. It will work. It worked. So you just have to figure that out. And you're going out of the box, but you're coming up with something. I mean, on the news events, I fade the move, the first move, and that's a very high percentage trade. But no one wants to do it because it's risky, or you know, uh, the volume spikes. Another one I do where no one wants to do it, or people don't do it because it's risky, because the market's going down and I'm buying it. Or we get to the low uh, this morning, perhaps. We're way down there from the Globex high, and usually, well, what I know is usually at that point, uh, the sellers that come in um, may not be as strong as the sellers that sold from the top or the middle or the 2/3 down. It just, at some point it's going to turn around, and once it does, all those sellers are going to hightail it, and they're going to be buyers, and then boom, off the market goes, and we just switch to up. So I don't know where, I don't know when, I don't know, you know, what time or what number, but I just know that potentially can happen. I'm willing to bet on it. So that's it. So there's 3 strategies that work every day. I'm helping, I'm sharing. Mo Theta, I love it. Push down. Oh, is that your open?
Yeah.
NKD, yeah. I'm just jump in. I'm just rattling on. I'm not trading, obviously.
Just watch and see what it does, see if it bounces or continues down.
Mo Theta. Theta is time delay. Is that the right? If I get that right? I forget this. I could Google it.
Still falling, Hassan. How far did you think it was going to go? 980. No. We're falling for you.
That's it. Time delay. Yeah.
I don't know. Every time frame, Hassan gives me the feeling that it's going to bounce. Obviously, I will not take it until it does, but that's just the feeling that.
So that's the bottom left there. Wow.
Yeah,
That's a nice call, Hassan. Look at that. I think he sit down.
Yeah, he said he originally he was thinking long, but he's flipped short now.
Yeah. Nice. There you go. VK.
That's a huge candle. That's $1,000 candle. If anyone ever pays $1,000 for a candle, you're crazy. That's a huge move right now. I should have switched over to the 1 minute chart. Wow, 1 minute didn't even give me a signal there on the 1 minute either. No color candles. Just plopped down. Just plopped.
So yeah, if you read guys like Ken Griffin and you see their strategies, and then you think about it, and then you try to mimic it. I mean, what I do is I do lots of trades, which people think, well, there's lots of brokerage fees. Yes, but I've never figured out a way to do one trade and make 100 points or 200 points in a day. So I do lots of trades, and each one is smaller, but there are lots of opportunities in a day. And if you do lots of opportunities, you can make the 100 or 200 points. Not every day, but you can certainly make, when the market's moving, you can. So it's the same sort of strategy, low risk, high return in terms of points, and do lots of trades. So that's how I built it. Long and short, figuring out when it's bottomed to when it's topped, and then working with that. That's what we do every day, right, Ox?
That's what we do. This is how we do it.
I don't sing.
That's not something you hear about the yen very often, that it looks strong.
Compared to the dollar, what happened?
It's popping up. I mean, if you look at the course of the
Isn't yen
yen,
dollar?
yeah.
Yeah. So
Yen's been falling for years.
yeah.
But yeah, it's just popping up right now a little bit. It's gotta. I think that the currencies gotta go in a size in order to get anything out of them. Their tick value is low, and they don't move that much, so they're a good one to go in with 5 contracts.
So that's the yen futures there, 5 minute. Okay, nice jump. Maybe when I get older, I'll figure out that stuff. For the yen.
Oh,
Japan.
oh yeah, I forgot to even check, see what news we had. Japanese foreign stock investment and bond investment. That was the news. There was also a Fed speaker apparently when it came on, but I don't see any headlines. So he must have not said anything.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many things to trade and so many ways to make money or lose money. So that's awesome. You guys can figure this stuff out. Above my pay grade. Employment numbers for Japan.
Order filled.
Uh, 20 years. I was at Wells Fargo till like 03, late 03. Did my last deal with Apple. Put about 100 million of their money into one of Wells Fargo's funds, which is a stable value fund. It was managed by Morley, and so I was doing investment management. This is when they were little Apple, and then they had their first earnings report, and they'd just come out prior to that with the iPod, and they blew the doors. That was the first one. I had 2,000 shares of that thing. I sold it for $10 a share, profit. Thought I was pretty smart. Turns out, the real smart guys
Order
still on it.
filled.
But yeah, and then I was trading individual stocks with a guy called Shadkin. I did lots of individual type stocks, pairs trading, options,
Order filled.
and then futures. YM, oil, NASDAQ, kinds of futures, and then ES. So, and that's what I trade now. And then with the profits, just buying T-bills, interactive brokers. You get 5.25%. It's probably that's what they're paying. Yeah. Lived in Noe Valley, had a duplex there. Live in Marin now. Live down the peninsula. Yeah. It's kind of like what Ox did. You're buying one and selling short the other, and you're looking for the anomalies. Like Wells Fargo and B of A. That's a great pair. They're the same within reason, and so there's a range, right? So there's a whatever it is, wherever they're trading, maybe it's $5 between them. So if that grows, you maybe on an earnings report or something like that, you look at it and you go, okay, we'll buy the low one and we'll sell the high one. So the market's taken out of there's no market issues there. So when if B of A is down, it comes back up. You just close it out and you make your money. So it's a pretty smart way to do it. You just have to figure out the pairs to trade that work. I was working. Yeah, still is. I mean, I was listening to some guys the other day that They're doing 2-for-1 NASDAQ ES and making, decent money, right? Right, Ox? I told you about that one.
Yeah.
I don't know who that was, but not a bad deal. Because you're market neutral. It doesn't matter. The market can go up and down. I mean, our big risk is the market goes up or down. And we're wrong. That's a big risk. Pairs trading, let's go about your business. There you go, 2-to-1, 5-to-2. So NASDAQ is 2-to-1 and 5-to-2. Yeah. Smart. See, there's a valid strategy. There's like the fourth one today, fellas, ladies. You should be calling Rad Poker at home and asking them how to do that. I'm kidding. Call Ox at home. Can I give your home number, Ox?
That's fine. I don't ever answer my phone, so.
There you go. But I'm just, it's like that's what I did my first 4 or 5 years. I'm like, come on, I got to do this. I got to figure it out. Can I talk to you? And even now, I'm still learning. Like Rad Poker, smart person right there. Very smart. Knows some certain strategies that work. Not 100%, obviously, but
What number is that? What number is that actually? Because people are gonna call that just to find out whose number that is.
Let's give him Ace's number. Do you have Ace? Yes. People looking for help.
Oh, okay. Can't remember. I'm
Was you a
old.
trader?
That's a song.
Yeah, I mean, all these hedge guys, family office, hedge funds, what have you. I mean, all they're doing is, they've got people to do this stuff, but we don't, so we have to do it ourselves. But they're trying to figure out what's going on, and they're looking at different markets. But then they have a specific, I think where they're ahead of most of us is they have a specific trade that they can put on for the specific circumstance that they see. So, inflation hits and they have an inflation trade, which it's probably short, ES, long dollar, long gold, long Bitcoin. I might be wrong there, but it's a hedge.
Order filled.
Now we're looking at, what are we looking at? Rates pretty stable. I still don't think rates are coming down. It's all the BS it is coming down. What else is going on, Ox? Oil, geopolitical stuff. There's so much that's just affecting things. But the key is to find a trade that works. Crypticon. Yeah, see, that's not the right way to trade Cryptocon. It's more of a factual basis where we know for sure versus flipping a coin. Because I've tried that. It doesn't work for me.
I'm short right now.
WNBA is taking over. I'll
Yeah, I
I
noticed
don't
that,
think that.
Hassan. This is the location I take all my trades, Hassan. Right here in my chair in the house, Decatur, Illinois.
I mean, I remember in 2016 when Trump won, the market absolutely cratered. To the election night when he was announced, the market just absolutely cratered.
I should have taken profits. Come back.
So how would you guys trade that? Does anyone remember 2016 when Trump won against what's her name?
Hillary.
Hillary, I think.
That's like that. You just gotta wait for it to stop.
Well, I mean, it turned out that you just had to buy it, and it just rallied the next day, just crushed. So, I mean, you have to remember the guys with all the money aren't going to make it easy. They're going to move the market so they can, number one, get filled, and number two, uh, show you the wrong way, so you think it's going down. For in that case, or this morning actually, you think it's going down, and then they just reverse it. Oh, and then they reverse it again. So it was really going down, but who sits through 20 points of losses? So just a game. I don't trade events, but yeah. So there you go. Man's got a plan. No need to. Man, I love to trade events. Volume spikes, news events, uh, you know, Fed speakers, interest rates when they like we got some today. When the interest rate auction goes, we get moves. I just like moves. I don't care what. It's not for me. It's not an event. It's just a move. So I don't really care what caused it.
Hey, John. Nice to see you. Enjoy your hiking over the weekend.
Is John still at work?
No, he's heading on vacation. Well, not vacation. He's hiking thing with his daughter, I believe he said.
But it's Tuesday.
It's Wednesday.
Oh, it is Wednesday. That's right. It's Wednesday. Missed a day. That's
Well, if
cool
I,
though.
I should have
Go ahead.
taken the profit there. I'm going to get stopped.
Are you short or long?
I'm short.
I mean, it's one of 100 trades, dude. One of 1,000. One of 10,000. It's got to get better and better and better. Looks like it's got a shot here, though. If you're looking going down,
Yeah.
there it goes. Back into profits. Now it just needs to continue. Nice. 70K in 4 days. Wow. Up and down hills, both ways.
Not sure I've walked 70K in the last 4 years. Oh. Still in this trade, seeing where it goes. I don't
So what's
know
that?
where it's going. But
2 miles a day? No, 10 miles a day, maybe? 12 miles a day? 12 and a half miles? That's a good day. You riding bikes? Or is it hotel to hotel, or is it?
you're not gonna get eaten by a moose, are you? Ow. Ouch. Sorry to hear about your algo, John.
Maybe turn it off when you're eating bear. Oh, very hilly. So no hotels? What are you going to do? 4 days? Sounds fun though, dude. With family? That's awesome. Is there snow? Where is John? Is he up by you or
He's in Canada.
mountains? Or?
He's
Oh,
in,
Canada.
yeah, he's in Canada.
Oh yeah, it's always snowy in Canada. Yeah, I mean today was what, basically a sideways day, right? Until it dumped at the end. Am I right?
Yeah.
I got 20-point range, dumped, and then just sat in that range all day. Yeah, 15 points, maybe 20. Most algos would have a problem with that. Kind of like the trail, Angel. That's my kind of hiking and camping. 5-star hotels. So are you getting picked up too, John, or are you roughing it?
Back in profit. It's just teasing me.
As it always does.
Come on down.
So we got jobs tomorrow. We got U.S. GDP quarter over quarter second estimate. So they're trying to make it work for the second time. U.S. GDP price index, U.S. core PC price advance, whatever that is. Continued jobs, wholesale inventories, blah, diddy, blah. So probably get some movement at 5:30, 8:30. Fed Williams speaks, Fed Logan speaks. So that's our day tomorrow. So we may get movement.
Should be fun.
It's always fun. Yeah, that's true. How old is she, John? You don't have to say, but teenager, out of the house, younger.
Hassan, do you think this is the bounce on NKD?
Order filled.
It's setting up for something.
Hassan, that's as useful as me saying, well, I think the market's going to go up, down, or maybe sideways.
No, he's being honest. He
No,
doesn't.
yeah, I know. He knows I'm joking. We joke around.
Oh, there you go. Cool. Still doing it. Still doing the annual hike.
Crypt, that was long, but on NKD.
Wow.
Wow, 2 masters at 23? That's amazing.
Yeah. Is she teaching college or university? High school, maybe? 2 masters.
Well, there's a move down. Getting back to that same level it stopped at a few times, though. Over here. Can it break on through to the other side? And I'll break on through to the other side.
Where are you? Top left there?
Yeah.
Okay. Where's your target?
Yeah.
A little lower?
Yeah, 3 points away.
Oh. $7.18. We're at 7.25.
Yeah. My target's 721.5. And honestly, I'd be happy with 722.75. 5 points.
Well, after what you've been through, the stress, the time, and the fact that you almost got stopped twice, waiting for the extra 3 points is. English and history, how hard could that be? Yeah. That's cool.
That seems to be what it wants to give me. So I'm going to move my target back up to that area where it's hit like 4 different times. Comes back
Oh,
down
it's
to
hit
it.
there 4 times?
Yeah, see, boop, 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 boop. Come for the trading, stay for the sound effects.
Oh, you entered way back there. Wow. It was like 2 hours ago, wasn't it?
Feels like it, but it's been 18 minutes.
Wow. Close.
Almost.
Order filled.
There we go. Target hit.
Get out of that trade. Did it get hit?
Yep. Okay.
There it is. Oh, well, I guess I'm
Of course,
behind.
now it's going to dead drop to my original target.
Doesn't matter. Does not matter. Forget about it. Profit. Move on. Next trade. You know, it's like Steph Curry. Do you know him? He's a basketball player.
Mhm.
You think when he misses a shot, does he think I could have made more? He's just like, next shot, give me another shot. Yeah, it's the same sort of deal. Doesn't matter. Because you could have gotten out of that thing with losses too, right?
Oh, absolutely.
So that's the key. You got what you got. Next one. But that's a great trade. I'm sorry. Nice trade, Ox. Good job.
Thank you.
That's a long hold for you.
Yeah, it
What's
is.
wrong with you? Been drinking or something? There you go. Nice patience and clarity.
Not much else to do in Asia. Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, John, high school teacher, just at all. I mean, that's wow. Like one of my favorite movies was Goodbye, Mr. Chips. I don't know if you guys have seen that one. You seen that one, Ox?
I have not.
It's English set in the World War II. It's about a private boarding school for like the super wealthy somewhere in England, and it's about the teacher, Mr. Chips, Mr. Chipping. They call him Chips, and he teaches Latin, I guess, or something like that. But his point is, the kids all stay the same. We just get older because every year there's a new group that comes in and they're the same age. So I mean that's kind of like high school. Every year they come in and they're the same age, and the teachers get a year older, But it got to keep you young. So how cool is that? Because you're hanging out with high school kids or whatever you're teaching. So that's pretty cool. Yeah. That's one of the great mysteries why teachers don't make money. I think it's because all the admin, especially out here in California, get all the money, and they don't do a thing, and that sucks it all up, and the teachers don't get it. So
Just hit your target, didn't you, Hassan?
he's still holding.
If you got it.
See if he'd only held. Sometimes better just to stop him out. Come on. On a trailing stump.
Well, did you bring enough for everybody, Burrow?
He was on the mic yesterday. I was there, but I couldn't figure out how to get a question out or whatever. I didn't do that, but nice stuff. I think the people you pick, Beryl, to talk to are probably a little shady, but other than that, especially that Ox and CFT fella. Yeah, they have pizza delivery now, don't they? Somewhere. That was a nice short. Some good movement. You 1-for-1, Ox, or just you more than one?
Yeah, 1 for 1.
That's good. It's probably good for the day, for the night.
Yep.
Man, we just keep bleeding down, huh? Wow. Breaking levels. Talking about ES, like overall, last week or two. Well, we were down there.
Burrow just said he would have loved to have had you join next time for sure.
Oh, yeah. Happy to, man. Thank you. Yeah, I was trying to push I pushed the talk. There's a button that said talk, so I tried to push that. But and Cryptocon's back.
Crypt.
Dead Poets Society. Yeah, I love that one too. That was a good one. Obviously, really good. Captain, my captain. That's how we have to address Ox or maybe Ace. Captain, my captain. That was a good one. To Sir with Love is another one. That's another English one. Had another school teacher in East London. What was his name?
Order filled.
Anyway, it was a good one. Carpe diem. Yeah, it's eggs.
X, yeah. I still call it Twitter, John. It's will always be Twitter to me.
I like eggs. That's a good one.
It'll always be Twitter to me.
So to Sir with Love, Sydney Poitier, Lulu. who sang the famous song "To Sir with Love."
Have a great night, Rad. See you next time.
See you, Red. Eggsing. That's before your time, though. 67. Wow. I might cut out here because my headset's starting to beep at me.
Do you
I
not
don't know how
charge
long I
that thing?
have. What's that?
Do you not charge that thing?
I charge it, but you know, I use it, so it doesn't have more than probably 6-8 hours. Tobermory, Ontario. Wow.
Have a great weekend, John.
Yeah, sounds like fun, John. Have fun with your daughter.
We'll see you on Monday.
We'll be here working.
We know you're crazy, Hassan, no matter how that trade works out.
Where's Hassan located?
New York City, I believe.
I was in New York. Wow. Cool. Big Apple.
I'm right, Hassan, right? Okay.
Manhattan?
I think he said Brooklyn, but
Very cool. Brookline. Here she goes. Look at that long call. Come on.
yen's no longer looking good.
So U.S. government's back in the nuclear power business. Hmm.
VWAP, VWAP. I mean, it's a popular indicator. I don't use it, but I mean, I think there's Like a lot of indicators, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. There's a lot of people that use it, so it ends up being something because there's a lot of people using it. What are you having tonight, Hassan? Nice script. Sounds good. I am not eating supper tonight.
You're not?
No.
Hmm.
Intermittent fasting?
Punishment for something you did or didn't do?
No, intermittent fasting.
No, there you go. Does that work? Is that something that I don't understand what that is, but just not eating for a while?
Yeah, I mean, there's different ways of doing it. I usually stick to like I have about a 6 to 8 hour eating window where I eat my breakfast and lunch and then skip dinner, and
Yeah,
it's
that's
supposed
good.
to help with both weight loss and autophagy, where you break down your old cells, and clear them out,
Yeah.
and all that.
So speaking of that, McDonald's has an $18 Big Mac meal. Kidding me? $18 for a Big Mac, fries, and a Coke. I don't know. But they're paying $20 an hour for labor, so minimum. Love our government. They know what's going on. We get to pay more for everything. We get to pay higher taxes. We're all going to be doing the fasting, but because we have to. See, gas out here in California is $5.15 is the cheapest. Most is for $5.40, $5.60. That's
Ooh, crude just popped. Talking about gas prices and crude pops.
That's what I'm talking about. That's a nice little pop. Let's see. I just saw something. $15 for a Big Mac. It says McDonald's says $18 Big Mac was an exception, and news reports overstated its price increases. So there you go. I mean, $15 for a Big Mac. I mean, McDonald's out here is at the low end of burgers, so it used to be like $2 to $3. 15 to 18. Wow. I just don't understand how that could be possible. I mean, I can get a meal out here at In-N-Out Burgers, which are really good for $10, which is a cheeseburger, fries, and a Coke or shake, maybe 10, 50, $11. That seems reasonable. Hassan's going to McDonald's. Do you guys have In-N-Out burgers out there? No, probably not. Standard burger. That's probably a better one. Yeah, there you go. $13. I bet you get a big half pound or two.
Yeah, KD's going to 0, I think, Hassan. I'll place a long order at 1, see if it gets filled.
Five Guys, over $20 for a burger. Jesus. I mean, wow. Thank you, government. Well, they're paying over $20 an hour for labor, although In-N-Out Burger's been paying 19 to $20 for last 5 years. That's their starting, and they're still like 3 something for a burger. Double. It's probably like 4.5. So, and it's way better. Well, way better quality than McDonald's. I don't know about these other guys, but still, $20. Wow. But
You know what? For $30, I can get a 10-pound roll of hamburger from Walmart.
exactly. It lasts how long? For a month? I mean, how many burgers can you make out of that?
Yeah, 10 pounds is 40 burgers. If I had a quarter pound. So
yeah, crazy. I don't think they have Five Guys out here. Yes, we do. Peanuts. We got one in the East Bay.
So just about finishing up, just a couple minutes to go. I should have taken those purple candles on the NKD instead of expecting it to bounce. I blame Hassan. Oh yeah, the yen bounced. Yeah, it did tell me, didn't it? Nope. VWAP, doo-wop, bamboo, tutti frutti. Overty. So we're going to call it a night. We want to thank everyone for joining me. We'll be back tomorrow, 8 a.m. Eastern Time, for another great day of streaming. Man, we
Thanks,
might be.
Ox.
Yep. Have a good night, everybody, and we'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye. Hope you enjoyed today's live stream. Remember, we do this every day, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. Hope you'll continue to join us. Also want to invite you to join our Discord community. Great community of traders talking trading, and sometimes just shooting the breeze about other things as well. Traders helping traders and encouraging traders there. Also, of course, follow me on social media, mainly on Twitter or at X, where you'll always find updates on the latest prop firm discounts and reviews, as well as get notified whenever a new video comes out from MightyOxTrading. Have a great rest of your day.